This is what like me and my wife will do. When it happens, you say, okay, there it is. Let me show it to you now. Here's what you just did. Here's what you just said. Here's what I just heard. That kind of deal. To kind of point it out to them in real time.
How do you deal with when you discover a deficiency in your relationship in terms of communicating, and not necessarily someone that's just negative or mean, but just when you discover that that person just kind of defaults to this demeanor when there is confrontation? How do you deal with that?
Go ahead, Adam.
I think it's necessary that first of all, that you be honest with the person. And I also think it's important. It's funny because I really do believe in tact and diplomacy. I really do believe in putting myself in that person's shoes and saying to myself, okay, how do I want to be addressed about my particular inadequacies or deficiencies? You never want to approach the person from I'm better than you position. You never want to be judgmental. You don't want to be critical in terms of your bringing up the subject matter, but you definitely want to be honest. So I think it really has to do with, your ability to apply wisdom in a certain conversation, knowing what to say, but not just what to say, but how to say it to them in a way that I like to say that wins them. I want to win you in my conversation. I don't want to offend you. Now, granted, there might be some things that will offend you that I will say, but it's not my intent to deliberately offend you. I want to be able to talk to you and have a constructive conversation, even if it's hard, even if it's difficult, so that at the end of the discussion that we have, you understand me and I understand you.
I think as well, if you notice certain tendencies in a person when you're having difficult conversations or whatever the situation may be, I think that it's okay to tell that person, listen, I notice when we get into these kinds of discussions, this is what you do. And now let's ask the question. First of all, do you agree that that's what you do? Or can you explain to me why you do it? Let me get into your head a little bit to try to see what's going on. If because that person, he or she may disagree with you. They may not think that they do it at all. In which case, now you got to point it out to them. And then now what happens when they disagree with you that they don't do it at all? This is what like me and my wife will do. When it happens, you say, okay, there it is. Let me show it to you now. Here's what you just did. Here's what you just said. Here's what I just heard. That kind of deal. To kind of point it out to them in real time. So that then they can see it the way you see it. But also, like you said as well, Pastor Adam was saying as well, making sure that you're doing so in a way that gets you the desired result and not just, see, I told you this is what you do. That doesn't work anywhere. And then the other part about it too is you have to give space for change.
Yeah, that's good.
If I've been doing, me and Rena have been married for 25 years now. If I've been doing this for 25 years, I'm not going to change in 2 weeks.
Right.
You're gonna have to give me a minute. Keep showing it to me when I do it. Especially if I've agreed with you that it's something I do that should be changed. Keep showing it to me so that I can keep trying to work on it.
Another thing I've learned is that statement, die to yourself, is very real. And if it's not employed, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it, because every bit of your ego, every bit of your mindset, your natural mind says, I'm right. And you're deliberately know that I'm right. And you're deliberately being this way. The other part that I wanted to call out was that the Bible says that love keeps no record of wrongdoing. And so, it's that, to me, is something that also needs to be educated in marriage counseling and marriages, period. I almost feel like when somebody gets married, it's just like a doctor's appointment. Follow up in 6 months. I feel like counseling needs to be attached to marriage and says, hey, follow up in 6 months.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Your annual appointment.
So like with us, just to show you how much I agree with you, when we do our marital counseling, We do it over a period of X number of weeks. It's either 8 to 16 weeks, right? Worth of marital counseling that we do. We perform the marriage. Okay, fine. Now you're married. 6 months from now, we're going to have a check-in, which I literally just did a couple of weeks ago with a couple that we married back in March.
Wow.
We just had a quick check-in. Hey, how you guys doing? Come on by the house, or we'll meet you guys out for dinner. That kind of deal. We want to have a conversation, see how you're doing. And in a year, we're going to do it again. We're going to check in with you again just to see how things are going. Make sure everything's all right. Got any questions, any issues? How are things going for you? How's life been treating you? That kind of deal. And so it definitely works, because one of the things that we do, to your point, Terrell, is we tell folks to get married and then figure it out.
Right.
Get married. Y'all figure it out.
Right.
How? Where's the evidence of that at?
Right.
And so we have to keep mentoring. The village has to stay involved in the marital process. Hey guys, it's Pastor John here. Please, if you like this video that you just saw, hit that like button for us. Second thing I want to ask you to do is to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're putting out videos once a day at about 5:30 p.m. Hit that bell notification so that you'll know when a new video has been uploaded. And then the final thing to do, share this video, share this information. If you know somebody that has a need that it can be benefited by it, please put it out in circulation so that we can try to help as many people as possible. Thanks, and God bless.